On 15th August 2015, a resident of Indianapolis in United States of America, Pastor Felix Akinmade, offered a gesture to Mr. David Olalere Oyetunji and his two sons, Mr. Amos Oladipo Oyetunji and Mr. Paul Ajibola Oyetunji, to make a visit to Indianapolis Zoo in Indianapolis, USA. This has made our stay in USA memorable. May God bless him with his family and replenish his gesture in multiple folds. Thank you and God bless. Enjoy the following slides.
The Indianapolis Zoo. The Indianapolis Zoo is the largest privately funded zoo in the United States, and its mission is to empower people and communities, both locally and globally, to advance animal conservation. Since 1988, the 64-acre campus has been located in White River State Park, about 1 mile west of downtown Indianapolis, Indiana, United States. Since opening in 1964, the Indianapolis Zoo has emerged as a world-class facility, and it hosts more than 1 million visitors annually. The Indianapolis Zoo was the first in the nation to be triple accredited by the Association of Zoos and Aquariums, AZA, 7, and the American Alliance of Museums as a zoo, an aquarium, and as a botanical garden. The zoo has received international recognition for work with animal conservation and breeding programs, including the world's first successful artificial insemination of an African elephant. Aid funding from the Indianapolis Zoo also supports the efforts of animal conservation organizations around the globe, and at the forefront of these efforts is the Indianapolis Prize. History. In 1944, thoughts of the Indianapolis Zoo first came to mind by a newspaper columnist named Lowell B. Nussbaum. He began to write his opinions of wanting a zoo through his column Inside Indianapolis. It was his writing that inspired the Indianapolis people, and in October 1944 the Articles of Incorporation for the Indianapolis Zoological Society, Inc. emerged. Soon the members of this group had outlined the future plans of their zoo. One thing that the group members were adamant about: the zoo will rely on admissions, in-park sales, contributions, and memberships to support the zoo. It first opened to the public in 1964. East 30th Street. The Indianapolis Zoo opened on April 18, 1964, at its original location on East 30th St. The official opening was 2 decades after the Indianapolis Zoological Society Incorporated was formed and planning for the zoo started. The zoo originally featured an Asian elephant, penguins, kangaroos, foxes, raccoons, camels, bison, deer, lambs, tortoises, llamas, prairie dogs, pygmy goats, and buffalo exhibits. In 1965, the zoo became one of few in the country to employ a full-time education staff. By the 20th anniversary of the zoo, its animal collection had doubled in size. At this point, it was determined that the zoo needed a new location where it could continue to expand. In 1982, International Zoo, Aquarium, and wildlife authorities gathered to determine goals for establishing the new zoo. It was determined that a zoo should not only be a place to see animals, but an institution of conservation and education. That same year, White River Gardens was declared as the new site of the zoo. The groundbreaking at the new downtown location was held in September 1985. The old zoo closed in 1987. White River Gardens. Its current home in White River State Park was opened in 1988 with a size of 64 acres, 26 ha. After the construction of the Waters Building and the Dolphin Pavilion, the zoo earned ASA accreditation as an aquarium as well as a zoo. In 1996, the Indianapolis Zoo became the first institution to be triple accredited as a zoo, aquarium, and botanical garden. White River Gardens was considered a separate attraction from 1999 to 2006, but now is included as part of the zoo. The zoo hosts more than 1 million visitors each year and plays a role in worldwide conservation and research, including accomplishing the world's first successful artificial insemination of an African elephant. Biomes. The Indianapolis Zoo is organized around the concept of biomes. Biomes are areas of the planet with similar climate, plants, and animals. Animals at the Indianapolis Zoo are clustered in groups with similar habitats, which define the biomes. At the Indianapolis Zoo, one can visit the 5 biomes listed below. Each of the biomes participates in conservation and breeding programs. List of animals in the biomes. Dolphin Adventure Pavilion. Dolphins and Trainer. The Indianapolis Zoo has a large dolphin pavilion, which features a combination of approaches to dolphin/human interaction and some new architecture, including the underwater dolphin dome. Recently built is a 30-foot, 9.1 m, diameter, 12-foot, 3.7 m, high, underwater dome placed squarely in the middle of the dolphin performance pool, a first for U.S. zoos. Opened on Memorial Day weekend 2005, zoo visitors can now view dolphins from underneath the surface of the water. Marsh Dolphin Theater. On top of the water, the interior of the Marsh Dolphin Theater features a 1 million-gallon-plus pool and a coastal village scene, complete with buildings and wharf, where a dolphin show occurs every day. Dolphin in-water adventure. The Indianapolis Zoo has the Midwest's only in-water dolphin program for the public, allowing guests to interact with the dolphins in their exhibit. Upcoming expansion projects. International Orangutan Exhibit. In early September 2012, the Indianapolis Zoo broke ground on a new, $21.5 million project known as the International Orangutan Exhibit, which will serve not only as an exhibit for guests to enjoy, but also as a research hub to help orangutan conservation. The project is being partially funded by a $2 million donation from the Family Foundation of Dean and Barbara White. The exhibit will house 8 orangutans 15 and will feature a 90-foot tall viewing atrium and an aerial cable ride to give visitors a one-of-a-kind view of the animals. The exhibit will also include a series of cable highways to allow the orangutans to travel throughout the zoo at their leisure. 15. The exhibit opened Memorial Day weekend 2014. Combo Family Coaster. White River Junction Train Ride. Endangered Species Carousel. Conservation and Research. White River Gardens. The Indianapolis Zoo has a multifaceted approach in its conservation and research efforts. The Indianapolis Zoo is the presenter of the Indianapolis Prize, an award for animal conservation. The Indianapolis Prize includes a $100,000 cash award and the Lilly Medal, which is presented every 2 years to a conservationist who has made substantial contributions toward the sustainability of an animal species or group of species. The Indianapolis Zoo participates in the Species Survival Plans, SSPs, and conservation programs of the Association of Zoos and Aquariums, AZA, the National Zoo Membership Organization of the United States. Under the auspices of the Polly H. Hicks Institute for Conservation and Research, an initiative that supports the Society's current and future research and conservation programs, the zoo conducts research projects both in situ and ex situ on selected species. The Indianapolis Zoo also participates in 3 conservation and research foundations: the International Elephant Foundation, IEF, the International Iguana Foundation, IIF, and the International Rhinoceros Rhino Foundation, IRF. The Hicks Institute also supports the Tarangire Elephant Project in Tanzania to protect migration corridors from Tarangire National Park to the Ngorongoro Conservation Area. The zoo has a second partnership with the IUCN and the World Conservation Union, a conservation network. The Indianapolis Zoo, in partnership with the MacArthur Foundation, is supporting the IUCN's project documenting the known impacts of climate change on species and habitat. Mishaps. On August 9, 2006, a truck with a shipment of 24 penguins, an octopus, and several exotic fish from the Indianapolis Zoo to Moody Gardens in Galveston, Texas, flipped over due to driver error. Several fish died immediately as their bags popped. 3 Gentoo penguins were killed after being hit on the roadway. As the truck was turned back over, 2 rockhopper penguins were found, 1 dead and 1 alive. A king penguin had an injured wing and 2 other penguins were in shock. The surviving animals were taken to a zoo near Tyler, Texas for treatment. Texas law requires that drivers of such a vehicle hold a commercial driver's license to legally drive it, and neither of the women driving the truck held such a license. The surviving animals eventually arrived at their destination at Moody Gardens. On November 11, 2007, a fire broke out in the encounters area and killed several small animals. Before 4:30 a.m., it started in the Critter Corner building, and firefighters arrived within 5 minutes. The flames were put out within 35 minutes. However, it killed 3 turtles, 2 birds, an armadillo, a snake, a colony of hissing cockroaches, several different birds, including an araucary, and other animals in that time, and more were treated at the zoo's hospital. The Critter Corner temporarily closed and the cause of the fire was due to the armadillo pushing hay bedding high enough to touch a heat light. On January 19, 2009, 15 bone-theat sharks died due to a maintenance error. When the filtration system was taken offline for cleaning, the ozone valve was turned off, to prevent the sharks from suffocating. The valve was turned back on by a staff member, effectively killing them. Indianapolis Zoo. The Indianapolis Zoo is the largest privately funded zoo in the United States, and its mission is to empower people and communities, both locally and globally, to advance animal conservation. Since 1988, the 64-acre campus has been located in White River State Park, about 1 mile west of downtown Indianapolis, Indiana, United States. Since opening in 1964, the Indianapolis Zoo has emerged as a world-class facility, and it hosts more than 1 million visitors annually. The Indianapolis Zoo was the first in the nation to be triple accredited by the Association of Zoos and Aquariums, AZA, 7, and the American Alliance of Museums as a zoo, an aquarium, and as a botanical garden. The zoo has received international recognition for work with animal conservation and breeding programs, including the world's first successful artificial insemination of an African elephant. Funding from the Indianapolis Zoo also supports the efforts of animal conservation organizations around the globe, and at the forefront of these efforts is the Indianapolis Prize. History. In 1944, thoughts of the Indianapolis Zoo first came to mind by a newspaper columnist named Lowell B. Nussbaum. He began to write his opinions of wanting a zoo through his column Inside
no, no.